How many musicians does it take to change a light bulb? 20. 1 to actually change the bulb, and 19 to stand around saying, I could probably do that better. Today I want to talk to you about seventh chords. So what is a seventh chord? Basically, it's like a small extension on a major, minor, or diminished chord that gives it more color. So, you've got your bass major chord. You could add a major seventh to the top of it, or a minor seventh. You could take a bass minor chord, add a minor seventh, or you could take a bass diminished chord, add a minor seventh, or a diminished seventh. Like that. And each one is going to give you a different color. So let's talk about the types, right? So first you've got your major chord, which is your major seventh chord, which is a major chord with a major seventh on top. You've got a dominant seventh chord, which is a major chord with a minor seventh on top. You've got your minor seventh chord, which is a minor chord with a minor seventh on top. You've got your half diminished chord, which is a diminished chord with a minor seventh on top. And you've got your fully diminished chord, which is a diminished chord with a diminished seventh on top. And as I mentioned before, each one of those is going to provide a different color. You can also look at them as in stacking thirds, right? So you've got your root note, and then a major third up, then a minor third, then another major third to give you a major seventh. Or maybe you want a dominant, so it's going to be root, major third, minor third, minor third, right? Or if you want a minor seventh, root, minor third, major third, minor third. So you can stack up thirds. And again, a seventh chord is basically a more colorful version of a regular triad. But that's just the very basic theoretical way to build it. How do we build those effectively on the stick, right? Well, one method that I like to use a lot that involves both sides is to find the root of the chord, right? So let's say we're in C right now, and we're going to go up to the third. So the third of C in a C major chord is E, right? That's how we build our C, C, E, G, C. And we're going to build the minor chord off of the third. So if we're in C major, E is going to be minor. We're going to play a minor chord on top of the C. So we've got C and then E minor up top. That gives us C major 7, because C major 7 is C, E, G, B, and an E minor is E, G, B. So all you have to do is add that root note and then the minor chord a third up. And that works for every type, right? If we wanted to do C minor 7, that is spelled C, E flat, G, B flat. So we're going to play a C on the bottom, and then an E flat major, E flat, G, B flat up top. And there you have it. If we want to play a C7, then we're going to play, that's C, E, G, B flat. E, G, B flat is an E diminished chord, so we're going to play C, and then our E diminished chord up top. And this works for each type of chord. And all I'm doing is I'm going to the root note, and then I'm playing, I figure out the type of chord I want. So if it's a major 7, that's root, third, fifth, major 7th, or C, E, G, B. Then I play the root note on the bass side, and then I go up to the second note and I play whatever chord is built off of the second note with the remaining notes. So I've played the C here, and the notes that are left are E, G, B, right? So I just play an E minor chord on the treble side. Another thing that you can do is play entirely in fifths, right? So let's say we put the root and the fifth in the bass side, C and G, and then I want a C major 7th. So the notes that are left are E and B. Like that. want a C minor 7th, I just have to pull both of the treble side notes down a half step. You can get some really cool voicings this way. Like that. And if you want to play a melody on top of that, you can actually voice these one-handed in the bass side. Now, when you're putting a chord together, the most important notes, the notes that are really going to tell you what's going on, are the 3rd and the 7th, right? And then the next most important note is the root, which kind of tells you what chord it is, but the 3rd and the 7th will heavily imply that for you, so you don't always need that. You can actually leave the 5th out altogether, so what we're going to wind up with is 3-note voices in the treble side. So to get these voicings, you're going to play the root, the 10th, and then the 7th above that. So you've got your, for a major 7th, you got your root, your major 10th, and your major 7th above the 10th. Then for a dominant 7th, you've got your root, your major 3rd, and then your minor 7th on top. Minor 7th, you have your root, your minor 3rd, and the 7th on top of that. And for the diminished chords, it's pretty much going to be the same both sides. You're just going to drop that 7th down another half step. And finally, 7th chords also function diatonically. And if you remember, diatonic basically means within the scale. So when I say they function diatonically, they fit in a certain pattern within the scale. So if we're in C major, the pattern is, or if we're in a major scale rather, the pattern is major, minor, minor, major, dominant, minor, half diminished, right? So if we're in C, that's C major, D minor, E minor 7, F major 7, G diminished 7, A minor 7, and B half diminished. And then back to C major 7. So that's pretty much it for today. Like I said, I've got exercises on my Patreon page for this video that should help clear any misunderstandings up. And yeah, hope this was helpful. Keep exploring.